Welcome. I'm so happy you're all here. My name is Martine. I'm from Feel at Home Abroad. We are an online expert coaching company together with Floor, whom you will see later in this webinar. Our mission is basically to support experts all over the world so that they can live their life consciously, develop themselves, and to transform the challenges abroad into a meaningful experience. And as well, I see that there's some people in the webinar who are not experts, but maybe were an expert or will be an expert once. Anyway, this webinar is open to everybody who wants to think about how to set yourself a real goal. So let's get started. You'll be able to ask questions. You can ask your questions in the Q&A. You can raise your hand. And either I'll answer them straight away, or maybe when I'm explaining about the theory, I'll answer them later. And so happy you're all here. I see lots of people from Brazil, South Africa, the Middle East, a few from Asia and from North America, Holland. There's a bit more people from Holland. And I see there's mainly women, but also a few men. So most of you really welcome. So who is this webinar for? This webinar is for you if you either have a goal, but you're struggling, or you need more inspiration and tools on how to get there. And this webinar is also for you if you don't have a goal, or you're not sure about your goal, or maybe you have several goals and you don't know which one to do first. So all of you, this is your webinar, and especially if you're a person that wants to be open to learn, wants to be open to reflect on him or herself, and use your imaginations and learn. So in the 30 minutes, it's more or less 30 minutes from here, you will have had a lot of insights about your goal and how to get there. You'll have had fun, because I think we're going to have a great time. And in the end, you will get a present from us from Feel at Home Abroad. So maybe some of you have seen the video. Just before Christmas, before I went back to Holland for Christmas leave, this letter arrived by the mail. And my name was written on it. And I opened the envelope, and inside was another envelope. And it was also, my name was written on it. But this time it was in my own handwriting. And I opened it. And I saw, Dear Martine, and the date was 6th of March 2016, South Josephus Campus. And I read the letter, and I was really happy and grateful for all that was written here. And by the end of the webinar, you will know what this letter is about. And even more, if you follow the steps and if you send us the things that we ask you to do during this webinar, you will one day be able to receive such a letter as well. So let's get started. I saw some people just joined us. Welcome to this webinar. Forget about New Year's resolutions, go for a real goal. And I want to share one video with you that I really like. So this webinar is for you just to sit back and relax, learn, reflect on yourself, and let's have a look at this video.
New Year's resolutions, not because they often fail or because they're too difficult, and not because I'm bad at them either. I mean, I've only been in love for 4 new years. No, I have a problem with resolutions because people think that that's it. It's for one time to change. Now, don't get me wrong, we definitely all need change. I have no idea how to ride a bicycle, and my little brother has no idea what a toilet is for. And some of you, yeah, you probably should get out of the house more, but one big resolution probably isn't going to do it. Sorry. So now what? Flush your resolutions down the toilet for one my little brother can't use? Of course not. Keep your resolutions, but go easy on yourself. Will you change? Maybe, but probably won't happen in one big moment. It'll happen in thousands of little moments. Every time you choose to forgive or slow down or be grateful or stay calm each little moment, that you choose what's right instead of what's easy, faith instead of doubt, love instead of hate. That's where the change happens. Even if you fail 1 or 2 or 30 times, it's okay. You've got thousands of more little moments ahead of you. You'll get better. So happy New Year, God bless, and I'm off to ask my dad to get a bike, if they're all a pony. Bye!
Isn't she great, this little girl? I really like what she said, because it says that New Year's resolutions so often are about negative things. Quit doing this. It almost feels sometimes as if you're punishing yourself. And as well, New Year's resolutions, like, it's the only moment. If you don't do it on the 1st of January, there's no second chance. And I think in real life, you start doing it and you always have second chances to make things work again. But on the other hand, as she said, New Year's resolutions, let's not flush them down the toilet. Because what I personally like about New Year's resolutions, that it reflects that we need change, that we imagine ourselves doing things better or achieving new things. So let's keep the spirit of wanting to change, and let's keep this urgency of not postponing it till one day or maybe next month or when circumstances are perfect, because they never are. And let's just start on working towards change, towards your new goal now. How do you do it? As always, there's a lot of information on the internet about how to achieve your goals. Scientists, philosophers, bloggers, people write about how they think you should achieve your goal. And I prepared a presentation for you with what is, for me, the most important insights. And I'll present 4 steps for you to get to your goal. And of course, it's based on theory, but as well on what I see in my coaches. And I think what's important that you sit back, you relax, but just don't only listen to the theory. Also think about yourself already and see, oh yeah, this is where I usually struggle. This is what I'm really good at. This is what I like about setting a goal. So try to do active listening and enjoying at the same time. So I see more people coming in. We've just shown a video, but I'll send you the link later so you can watch it after the webinar. Great, you're here. First, I'll present the theory about how to achieve your goal, and then we'll do an amazing, I'll show you a reflection exercise. And at the end of this webinar, we have a very nice gift for you. So there we go, the theory. And before anything, I would like to say, if you don't decide what you want in life, someone else will decide it for you. How often do we hope or expect that people know better than we know what is good for us or what we should do? And we get all kinds of different advices, but it's up to you to decide what you want in life. And the first step is to think about how you can set your goal. But before setting a goal, I think it's important that you know why it's so important for you to have and to reach your goal. And I think for most of us, it's about personal growth, that you see you learn things as a person, that you become, you're learning new skills, new habits, you grow as a person. And the second one is that you spend your time better. How often do we think at the end of the day, oh, I was so busy, I ran around, but at the end of the day, it feels like I haven't achieved a single thing. And when you're working towards your goal, a goal that you really believe in, you know you need your time for achieving your goal. And of course, you have to do practical things. People demand, people think you should be doing things as well. So when you have your goal, you force yourself to be more efficient and you spend your time on doing those things in less time, so you have the time and the structure to work on your goal. And what's great about having a goal is that you feel you're working towards something. You feel you're giving direction to your life, to what you feel important. And that makes such a difference. And you're dedicated, you're motivated, you're full of energy about getting there. So what I want to start with is setting goals is the first step in turning the invisible into the visible. Setting goals is all about imaginations. And the first step for you to reach your goal, I would say, is to sit down or go out in nature, but make sure you have peace. Make sure you only hear your inner voice. Disconnect from the world. Switch off your phone and only focus on what's inside your head and your heart. And use your imagination. Think about all the things that could be, that you could do, how life could be. And don't try to see only the obstacles or the challenges. First imagine how it could be. And then when you see this, when you feel this, write them down on a piece of paper. And then make sure you formulate a goal that's positive, that you feel you like working towards it, and that you feel depends mainly on you. If you set a goal that depends on how many jobs there will be in your company or other people, what they do, make sure it's focused on what you can do, what you can grow as a person. And then the second step, sit down and write. Sit down and get a proper plan. How often do we dream about something and then we just want to be there next day? But that's not how it works. You need to have a proper timeline of how much time you need to get there. You need to analyze your skills and your habits and the things you're good at to know these qualities will take me there. But there's also things I need to learn, things I need to develop. Write them down. Make sure you have a goal, you have a timeline, that you know when you will achieve it, what are the steps to get there. So do some proper analysis and write them down. And then the third step is start moving. And it's about immediate action. If you know your goal and if you've written it down, you should start making the first steps. And I think the most important for me in making process is that you enjoy the little steps. I see so often that people are in a hurry to get there, and they don't enjoy that they're learning. They don't take a break after having reached the first small step of getting towards your goal. They just rush on and they don't realize how much they learn, and they don't allow themselves to be proud and grateful for what they learn. So do the little steps. And of course, in making those little steps, at a certain point, you will find that things are difficult, or they are not as you planned them to be. There might be difficulties, there will be challenges, but see them as a way that they help you to really develop yourself, and maybe they help you to reformulate your goal. Maybe you found out that two goals are conflicting, or maybe you find out that some skills you need to develop better before getting to your goal. Well, that's what challenges are for. Just use them. And very important, don't make those steps alone. And that's also for the first step of formulating and writing down your goal. Involve other people in those steps. Because when you feel something, you're excited about it, but share it with others. Because when you speak out loud, you hear yourself and you reflect again. And others might give you feedback. They might encourage you when you feel your struggle. So involve others. If you can afford it, get yourself a coach. We're here to help you, because then you know every Friday or every Wednesday, I'll sit down with my coach. We'll have a look at how I've written things down, so it keeps me motivated. We're in this process together. And if not, involve a friend or a family member and say, this is my goal, help me, have a look. And then when you finally are there, take time to celebrate. Be aware of the road that it took you to get there and all the steps you made, and be proud of yourself and allow yourself time to enjoy this moment. I don't know about you, but I've seen people that are really good at getting to their goals, but they forget to enjoy them. They need the energy again to do new things. No, stop, reflect and enjoy, and again, share it with other people. So the 4 steps are: formulate a goal, set a goal, make progress, and celebrate. And I always stressed it. The second one is so important, that you do proper planning, because most people don't plan to fail. They fail to plan. And to some of us, the people that are more energetic and have good imagination, it feels like the boring part. Oh yeah, I just want to get going. It's immediate action. I will not write it down. No, you need to write it down, because there you see if it's really working and how to get there. And the second thing I see most in coaches is when they formulate a goal where they struggle is, who is this person? If you set yourself a goal that you don't really believe in, or it's not what you're good at or what you like, then you're not going to make it. Look at yourself in the mirror and try to accept the person as you are. See your beauty and wonder, like, who is this woman? Who is this man? What does she want to achieve? What is important to her? Be honest about it and be compassionate. You are beautiful the way you are, and you want to grow more as a person. So reach out to yourself and take the time to really make sure that you know what your real goal is. With friends, with a coach, with yourself, be honest, be brave, and get to know yourself. The main obstacles is planning, and especially dedicating time to reaching your goal. Working towards a goal is great, but you don't want to end up always at the end of the evening when you're tired that you have to work on it and you're struggling in time and it feels like it's so overwhelming. If you do proper planning, then it won't be like this. And especially in expats, the trailing spouses, if you move around a lot, you're preparing the move, you take care of your family, of your working partner. Sometimes your mindset is so focused on serving others that you use your energy to help them, but you need your energy for yourself as well. First of all, you deserve it, but others like you better as well if you have the focus, if you have the energy to work on it. And the third one, know yourself. Keep on wondering how you're doing, what are your qualities, where you want to go. Over and over, ask yourself, who am I and where am I going? And the fourth one is, don't do it alone. Don't find yourself like confused. I wanted this goal, but I don't remember why it was so important. Reach out to people. Ask them to help you, either practically or to sit down and analyze your plans, to challenge you, to motivate you. Don't do it alone. So the main obstacles are failure to plan, putting others first, not knowing yourself, or keeping things to yourself. And I think the hopeful thing is, and maybe when you look at yourself and if you go back in history and think, oh yeah, when I had this goal, I really was motivated and I got there. If it's important, you'll find a way. And if it's not, you'll find an excuse. And maybe that sounds a bit harsh, like, okay, so I'm making up excuses for not getting there. No, I think it's not about making excuses, but it's an indication that the goal you set for yourself was not maybe really your goal, or you didn't do a proper planning, something went wrong in the first steps. If you can't make yourself to get to your goal, then you find an excuse if it was not important enough. If not, you'll find a way. Maybe it takes a bit more time or more effort, or it will be slightly different, but somehow you will find your way to your goal if it's important. So it's more important to focus on what will make it work than what are the difficult elements. And I can't repeat them enough. Write them down. And as research shows, people who wrote down their goals were 42% more likely to achieve them than the ones who didn't. And telling a friend increases this rate to 78%. And of course, as a coach, I think having a professional coach to help you there, someone who's dedicated, will help you for more. Be efficient, spend your time wisely, and don't do it alone. Know yourself and be mindful to yourself. And then one day you'll be there, you have reached your goal. And what you get by achieving your goal is not as important as what you become by achieving your goal. It feels great to achieve goals. So this was the PowerPoint. There we are again. I see even more people joined when I was talking about PowerPoint. Welcome to you too. I hope you, I'll be repeating a bit at the end again. This is the theory, but what it's about is it's about you and your goal. And maybe you remember that I started talking about imagination. And I want to share with you, we all know Walt Disney. He was the man that had the dream, he had the imagination, that he would create this world where all kids and all adults would have a great time. They would spend the time together, they would learn things. It was his dream. And then one day, finally, when Disney World was finished and it opened, one reporter asked his brother Roy, oh, what a pity that Walt didn't live to see this moment. And Roy, his brother, said, no, it's not like that. Walt saw it all before it actually happened. He's seen this. He was here before we were even here. He imagined it. And I think that's the main thing about having a goal. Use your imagination and get there. And I think visualizing what you will have when you reach your goal, I will get back to this letter that I wrote, because I wrote this as part of a coaching course that I did here in Brazil about how to help people and formulate their life mission. I had to do it for myself as well. And what's in this letter, what I wrote in March last year, when I read it just before Christmas, I saw that 90% of what I had written down actually happened. And that's because I visualized it, because I had the support to get there, and because I planned it properly. So, but it's not about me, it's about you. And as I said in the beginning, we will give you a present. Let me get there. Because we from Feel at Home Abroad, we like to share. If you have any questions, if you want to contact us, you can find us on the internet, on Facebook. Our phone numbers are there. This is Floor, my colleague. I'll present her in a minute. And we have a special offer for you. If you feel, yes, I want to go to work towards my goal now, I want to get there, and I feel I deserve some help, some support in getting there. So what we offer is 4 online sessions of 1.5 hours, 3 exercises in between the sessions, and you'll be writing your letter to the future. And this is the moment. This special offer is only valid for 1 week. So you have until January 27th. And the price is, depending on where you are, either €500, $535, or 1,200 reais. And how often do we struggle? I see it in especially the expert wives. They take care of the family. They do a lot, but they never, they find it more difficult to spend time on themselves. And I think now it's the time for you to take good care of yourself and allow yourself to have this. So this was our special offer to you. And you're going to do your exercise now. As we speak, we'll be sending you a tool. I see we have some questions. I'll get to your questions straight away. I'll get to your questions straight away, and we'll be doing the questions together. So, we have sent you a letter, and in this letter, you'll find the 4 steps that you should make to write down, to formulate your goal. It takes about 20 minutes, it's the first step, and you can send me the answers, and we'll give you free feedback. So now I will be presenting my colleague, Floor, who will be with us in a few seconds, and we're doing all the questions together. Happy you're still with us. I think she should appear soon. There she is. Just wait a second, I see for some reason you don't have a mic. Yeah, I can hear you. Hi, welcome. Glad you could join.
Thank you, Martina. I've enjoyed your story a lot. Thank you so much. It's been a very much pleasure to hear stories, a very much pleasure to see the participants coming in. Nice you can join us. My name is Flora. I'm attending now from South Africa, where I currently live, part-time in South Africa, part-time in Netherlands. And together with Martina, we try to coach people also that live abroad to find their purpose and to find a meaningful life.
Okay, and I see that some of the questions actually are about, it's a very good question from a lady from the Middle East. She asks, how do I know if I hear my inner voice or if it's somebody else advising me that I should reach my goal? And I think that's a really good question. And what I usually see is that if we try to do something because we feel we need to impress somebody else, or because the other person wouldn't love us enough or would love us more, then we're doing it for somebody else and it might not work. But if you feel like I would be more happy if I could be like this or do this, or at the moment I really struggle with this and it's making my life difficult, then you feel it's about your goal. Don't know if you have anything to add, Flo, or if you want to do the next question.
Yeah, what helps me a lot is to sit still for a moment, to be quiet, to close my eyes, and to concentrate on my breath. So I'm really close to myself, and then that for me is a very good way to practice or to get to know what I really think myself, and then exclude other voices from people. That's something that helps me a lot.
Okay, so the floor is open to all. You can raise your hands, ask questions. I see we have a question from Brazil. And the question is about how involving others, because you feel that when you ask others, you feel you're always getting different directions. And I think, yeah, how can you make sure that you ask for help and not doing what they think is best for you? That's a good question. I think, I don't know, Flora, if you can help me out there.
Can you repeat the question again?
The question is, when asking for help, people say, I prefer to do it on my own, because when other people ask me, when I ask for help, then I get disappointed. And I think that's very important. You know what you have to ask for. If you ask for like very general questions, people won't help you with what you struggle. But if you say clearly to a person, I need help in structuring my plan, he will help you structuring your plan and not defining again your goal, whereas you might be very convinced about your goal. So make sure what you know what to ask for, and always say, oh yeah, he's giving me advice, that's fine, but that's because he sees me different, or he doesn't know me that well. If you have a coach, then it's a person that's always independent, he will never judge, and you can always share even the most intimate things, because you don't have to feel ashamed and you won't be judged.
Yeah. What I would like to add is that indeed people often speak from their own perceptions and their own experiences. So you will hear a lot is their opinion. What a coach can do is help you out to find your own goals, to find your own ideas and your own thoughts without putting input into your mind. So if you ask others for help, I would also recommend you to not ask for advice, but ask them to question you. I think that would be a very good way for you to find your own goals.
Okay, I have another question here. Somebody says, I feel capable of planning to a certain extent and formulating my goal, but in practice, there's always that we live somewhere 2.5 years, I planned my goal, and then we're moving again, or we're moving sooner than expected, or one of my children is ill. This person, thank you for your question, and I see lots of people struggle with it. And therefore, it's even more important that you formulate a goal in such a way that you know you're not, if you can, not depending on location. If you feel you want to develop yourself and you want to study something, it's better to do an online study so you can do it at the time you want, or at the place where you are at that time. And then even if you move, in worst case, you know, okay, I can't study much for 2 months, but later I'll be able to pick it up. And then it will be just like an extra step because you're losing time, but you still have to focus. And especially if you're moving around so much, then you need that, you know, I have a thing that will always be with me, even if we move. I'm not totally depending on my partner's job, or if you're the working one, not totally depending on my company. I will make it work because I have focused and I have analyzed that this might occur and I'm prepared for it.
Yes, and also allow yourself to adapt your planning if needed. They can also, if you have plans or if you have ideas and goals set for over a year, things happen and you're not always in control. So then don't let go of your idea or your goals, but adapt your planning to what is what's happening in life.
Okay. I see, and that's also our experience in webinar, that quite often people prefer to ask their questions by email or by calling us, and I understand because there's more people here. So don't hesitate to contact us. I want to stress once again, we prepared the exercise for you, which is the 4 steps that you can take to formulate and to achieve your goal. And it would be nice if you use the flow of the webinar. Don't postpone. Do it now. Sit down, write it down. It's only 20 minutes. Write it down and you send it to us and you'll get free feedback about what you've written down. And at least it's the first step and it's on paper. So, Floor, I don't know if you have anything to add.
No, I really would like to thank everybody who attended, and you also, Martina. It's been a pleasure to listen to you, and I hope to see you next time again.
Yeah, and if you have suggestions, like I would really appreciate a webinar about this, or of course in this webinar, so you're thinking about setting a goal, but maybe even more important is another question. Just call Flora, call me, send us an email, and we'll talk. We're here to help you because we love doing what we do, and you deserve it. So thank you for joining. Give us feedback, comment on Facebook. Support us, anything you like. Thank you so much for this morning, evening, or afternoon, wherever you are, and we'll see you again. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.